Hello, welcome to Ed Media. In this video, we will be focusing on the kidnapped contestants. They seem to be the next group that the story will revolve around. Just like the Exiters, these groups have many similarities, so it's most likely that this group will be the center of the story next. But what exactly will that story be? Well, I'm going to make a theory of what exactly these contestants will do. How are they significant to the story and what will they do? Let's get into this theory. To clarify, the kidnapped contestants are the ones have been kidnapped and were sent to the different realm. So the contestants that only made a deal with one and were sent back to the competition will not count. Also, this video will be split up into 3 sections. It's also possible that these sections could have their own subsections or side notes. First, the analysis. This is where we analyze the group and gather information that we know about them. Next will be the speculation. This section will not be the theory itself, but more so speculating some certain mysteries about them, like the location. And finally, the theory. This section is where I will be making a theory about what their role will be in the story, and how they will impact it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Before we start any speculation or theory making, we gotta cover what we know. The kidnapped contestants are a group of 4 contestants who have been eliminated from the game. They were kidnapped by one and made a deal with her, but were not returned to Goiki. Instead, one placed them in a desolate location that contains a door to another world. Let's take a look at each character in the group. Bami is one of the contestants who is a part of this group. He is the only male member and was brought with Belle. He was one of the first contestants to be sent by one. He is seen to carry Belle around as her string may not be present at times. Belle was also one of the first contestants to be sent here by one. She was sent along with Bami in TPOT 12. Belle is a bit confusing as sometimes her string appears when she is with the group but at other times she is shown stringless. Barf Bag is one of the contestants in the second batch of contestants who were taken. Despite her being sent there later, she was one of the first shown to be there. Barf Bag was the one who opened the door to the other world. Needle was one of the later contestants who was sent. She was sent alongside Barf Bag as they both made a deal with one. She was also one of the first to be shown in the group despite being the most recent character to be sent there. And those are all the characters in the group. A strong cast if I do say so myself. All these characters are really likable except Barf Bag, but she isn't a character that I'm seething when I see her, so she could possibly work well here. They're a small group but they could possibly have a nice dynamic together. And it's good to see contestants who rarely interact stick together when they face a problem that is beyond the game. Now then, let's go over a brief history of this group. After the cake at stake, Bami and Belle are about to be eliminated but they are kidnapped by one. They make a deal with one off-screen in order to get out of there. But they are sent to the desolate location off-screen. In TPOT 13, Needle and Barf Bag are kidnapped and make a deal with one off-screen. Later, one tells Basketball that Bami and Belle faced some sort of fate and then shows a screen that reveals the location as well as Needle and Barf Bag. In TPOT 14, the group aren't shown at all. But, off-screen, both duos most likely met up and decided to stick together. TPOT 15 is finally when the group is fully shown. One shows Gady that the kidnapped contestants are exploring the desolate area, most likely trying to find a way out. Both duos stick together in this terrifying situation. This time, instead of the group having one moment in the episode or none, they have 2 scenes. Whoa. Is it Christmas? Anyways, the group is shown at the end, finding a door in the desolate land, and opening the door, revealing that it connects to the Algebraian world. This is true because the subscriber specials and TPOT 11 show that this is the location of the Algebralians. Now that we have gathered all the concrete information, let's move on to the next section of the video. In this part, we are going to try answering some questions that relate to this group. We don't have a whole lot of information about them, yet there is so much to speculate about. First off, what is the realm that one sent them to? We know it leads to the Algebralian world, but what is this world that one sent them to? Well, I think I have a great answer. First off, the color scheme to this world is similar to one's appearance. And the second thing is that this world leads to the world of the Algebralians. These two facts may seem a little random, but we actually know of a world that has these same characteristics. The exit. The exit has the same color scheme of 4 and there is a way to go to the world of the Algebralians. So, that leads me to the conclusion that the kidnapped contestants are, or at least were, inside one. This means that they were in one's version of the exit. Another question is if Gady will be joining the group? Gady made a deal with one and clearly didn't return to Goiki. So, where is she? Did she meet up with the group? Well, the answer is a little obvious. Yes, she also got sent here. No doubt about it. Where else would she go? To the amazing digital circus? No. She'll definitely meet up with the group, and when we do, we'll most likely see what the relevance of the Algebralian world is. The third question is, why is one sending the eliminated contestants to the other realm, but not the contestants still competing? They all made the same deal, basically owing her a favor at a later date. So, why didn't the contestants still competing face the same fate as the eliminated ones despite all owing her a favor? Well, I think it's because the contestants still competing owe her a favor that has something to do with the competition itself. We don't exactly know what, but they clearly have value to one if she lets them continue to compete. With the eliminated contestants, she has a different job in mind for them. One that we will talk about later. This next one isn't really a question everyone is dying to have answered, but what could be some possible dynamics within this group? With how their exploration was earlier, Barf Bag is the leader. She is the one that was walking in the front and opened the door. So she will most likely be the leader. Needle was walking in the back, so she is most likely the muscle, the one that will defend this group if they have trouble. Bommy and Bell most likely don't have a role, they are just there for numbers. Now on to specific dynamics between characters. I think Needle and Barf Bag would get along well. Not only were they sent together, but they were also on teammates together, so they probably have mutual appreciation for each other. Same goes for Bommy and Needle. They were friends in the FDIA, so they will likely get along together as well. That leaves poor Belle alone, but I'm sure she would get along with Barf Bag or Bommy. I also think she would be the smart one, since she was shown to have intelligence on her time at the show. If Gady does join this group, I do think she could be the co-leader or something. Those are all the questions. I did skip one. Why did one send them there? I could answer that here, but the answer connects to my theory. So, there's only one thing we need to do next. Let's get into my theory of the kidnapped contestants. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Everything has led up to this. The theory. Alright. Time to dive deep into this. What will these contestants do? How will they impact the story? Why are they significant? This theory will answer all these questions. So let's get into it. So, why did one send them here? Well, let's get some things straight. One thing we notice is that one lets the group continue on exploring this realm. She knows they are there and knows they have found the door. She knows and is letting them do this. So clearly, they were meant to find this door. This is all part of her plan. I think that the contestants are meant to go to the Algebralian world to do a specific job for her. A job relating to a certain number that is yet to be introduced. Since they were sent to one's exit, this means that each Algebralian's exit connects with each other through their home world. The kidnapped contestants will arrive, Maybe they see a sign that says they have to save 3 to stop 1, which is a trick by 1, because if it's not a trick, then 1 would put a stop to it immediately, but she ain't doing that. She will most likely set up a trick that will lead them to finding the door that leads to 4's exit, and then finding the cell that 3 resides in. Now, we must first discuss the morality of 3. Will he be a good guy or a bad guy? I think he will be a bad guy. We already have 3 Algebraians on the good guy side, adding another one would feel worthless. I think 3 is the overarching antagonist. 1 is making all these deals for 3. So, 1 is going to send these contestants to retrieve 3, that way 3 will be able to enact his evil plan with the help of 1's service. So, to sum it up, my theory is that 1 sent them to this world so they can go retrieve 3 from his cell. But, what will happen to this group? Well, I doubt 3 will have mercy on them. But I don't think they will die permanently because this ain't inanimate insanity. 3 will probably keep them as prisoners or brainwash them. And who knows, maybe when this group is rescued from 3's clutches, they would possibly have a chance to rejoin the game, just like the Exiters, but just them exclusively. If this happened, I would vote Bell or Needle. But this is just wishful thinking. Most likely when they are rescued they will just be sent to the elimination area. But who knows, maybe 2 will have sympathy for the trouble this group went through and they will have their own exclusive rejoin. But, I think this is how this group will lead the story in TPOT. Alright, so this video was pretty huge and was very detailed. I'm very happy with how this turned out, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Do you agree with my theory? Do you think my theory made sense? Please leave a comment below sharing your opinion, and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. How about you explore my other videos and subscribe if anything interests you, por favor. But, that will be all for this video. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.